is a time pass, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो धारी राय सो हमारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% करे नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, who asked you live at zero complete level, मौज में रहो, be happy.
Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. First 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita tells us to be organized in your life. Meaning, we must know our person with what reference we are where. See? Whether I am husband, father, mother, sister, brother, do your job perfectly well. As a result, what will happen? You will not be disturbed by the world. Because what is to be done, you are done. Relax. And if it is done cheerfully, then you are spiritual seeker. If you are doing it, अब क्या करे करना ही है, then you are a samsari. So, when we thus function in the world but don't get influenced by the world, then we can start focusing attention on ourselves. And that focusing attention on the self is called as you start working on your mind. And when we work on the mind, where do we come? Atma upammena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sa yogi paramo matha. We attain equanimity. किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो. Don't create friends and enemies in this world. Be friendly with everyone. Now, to such a student, in the 7th chapter, Bhagavan Krishna tells, Jnana Vijnana Yogona. I shall tell you now the knowledge and Jnana and Vijnana. The knowledge and technology. See? Without the basic knowledge, technology cannot be established. So, what is the knowledge? Bhumirapo nalo vayu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankar iti yamme bhinna prakritirashtada aparato itasvanyam prakriti viddhime param jiva bhuta mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. Ashtadha prakriti, the 5 great elements, and mana buddhi ahankar. So, 5 great elements, mana buddhi ahankar is not outside, it's inside. See? Now here what we have to understand is, and what we understand is different. When we are told about the 5 great elements, that we understand, okay, these are the 5 great. But when we are talking about mana, buddhi, ahankar, mind, intellect, and the sense of I, we start becoming subjective. No, it is at a causal level. Like the 5 elements are at the causal level. Similarly, Mana Buddhi Ahankar, they are also at the causal level. See? And then, after that is done, then from the cause, the individuality is born. So out of the 5 elements, from the tamoguna aspect of the 5 elements, the gross inert world is created. Then from the rajoguna aspects of the 5 elements, the prana shakti and the organs of action are created. Then the sattva guna aspect of the 5 great elements, the antakaran, chatushtay and the sense organs are created. And thereafter, the identification happens with the individual, and when it is the causal level, he is called as the Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara, etc. So understanding should be cause and effect level. See? And thereafter, we have to now understand the whole thing, practice in life. Now we have understood, yes. Now practice. Yesterday we have seen in 15th chapter, what was the practice? Yada adityagatam tejaha jagad bhasete khilam. Yes, really, whether the sun rises there or not, does the sun know or I know? Sunrise is established not by the sun, but by I. So I am, when there is a sunrise, nay, because of me, the sunrise is established. Slowly, slowly, the teacher brings us to Sarvasya Chaham Hridhi Sannivishta. And then we are able to recognize everything is possible only if there is I. If there is no I, no problem. So there are two I's. This is what we have come in this Tripura Rahasya. See? One is the causal level. So what is Ishvara in Vedanta is Sadashiva in this Ishvara Dvaivad. And what is the Hiranyagarbha in Vedanta is the Ishvara in this. So when it is said the world is created by the Ishvara, so from the Hiranyagarbha the world comes out. If you study the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, there Bhagavan Krishna replies Arjuna's questions. Arjuna's question was, what is karma? Visarga karma sanjita. Visarga is, everything is contained unmanifest form in the Hiranyagarbha. And therefore, yatha purvam akalpayat. How the world is created as it was earlier. That means it is never created. It was already there, unmanifest. And therefore, avyakta adini bhutani vyakta madhyani bharata avyakta nijananyeva tatraka paridevana. Everything is unmanifest, becomes manifest. Again unmanifest, becomes manifest. In this manner, the whole world is described in our scriptures. Now this chiti, the substratum, is one without a second, purnahanta. Now it gets divided into two cotyledons, dicotyledonic plant. One becomes inert, second becomes sentient. The sentient part is the apurna ahanta, and the inert part is only one, where there is no ahanta, there is no sense of I-ness in the sense. Now see, the mirror or water does not have any light coming out of it. But when in front of that mirror or water, if there is a lamp or sun, and there is a reflection of the sun in the mirror, what happens? Two things happen. There are two lights. One light is a general light. A second light is a specific light. So from the specific light, meaning what? The reflection of the sun in the mirror. So from that reflection, another light comes, is it not? In the same manner, intellect, like any other thing, is inert. But it is only in the intellect that the consciousness can reflect as Chidabhasa. And thereafter, the inner intellect becomes sentient. The fan is simply hanging. When you switch on, it becomes sentient. So this sentient is the apurna aham, not complete. And the original sun, the Shuddha Chaitanya, or the Chit, or the Samvit, or Chiti Shakti, whatever words you use, is Purnahanta. And then, after having come to the point of reflecting through a thought, now the thought was what? Thought was with reference to the body. So mind is formless. When the same mind becomes identified with the body, it takes a shape. And then the thought comes with reference to the body. And it is in the thought that the consciousness gets reflected as Chidabhas. And then that thought becomes enlivened. And thereafter, the sense of I is born. In deep sleep, mind is merged in the total mind. There is no body thought. There is no I thought. Therefore, there is no reflection of consciousness as Chidabhas with reference to the body. Then there is the reflection of consciousness in that only as life, not as mind. If these things are clear to you, you'll see the simplest spiritual practice is this. Don't get involved and create thoughts in your mind. Don't complain. Every thought has got a seed of somebody, and the somebody only will have the thought. And if somebody gets tired of his life, therefore he goes to sleep. What is the sleep? Disidentification from the body. Life continues. So in life, there is no problem. So this deha aham bhava rupaha tvam tato ruparasādikam. Now we come to the individual. Vastutaha sa eva paramachiti evam hi bhasini. So essentially, it is the consciousness alone which is illuminating everything. Now, the rule I told a number of times. Illuminator, prakashak, is not influenced by illumined. What is prakashita? This light is prakashaka. Whether it is the vigraha of Bhagwan Ram or it is a filth, both of them are illuminated by the same light. And the light is not influenced by, so light doesn't become holy or unholy. Exactly the same way. Life, consciousness doesn't become holy or unholy. Then what happens? Now, this aham bhava rupam swataha, therefore, for the light, there is no knowing this and that, only illuminator. Meaning, no knowledge without the birth of a knower. And therefore, there is no sin or merit. Action without the doer. Therefore, not going to hell or heaven. Here the teacher says, Dehaham bhava rupasvam swato ruparasadikam grahitum asamarthopi. So the pure consciousness is unable to recognize anything as separate from it. Then the same pure consciousness expressing as the life, then life expressing as the mind, mind expressing through the eyes as the vision, and then only the world comes into existence. Therefore, when it is said, Apanipado, Bhagwan doesn't have hands and legs and eyes and nose. So the person who has no vision, for him colors and forms don't exist. He who doesn't have the hearing ability, for him sounds don't exist. Paramatma doesn't have anything. So how we experience? when we take the support of these sense organs, etc. How do we take support? Become identified. So functioning through the faculties without getting identified is the way of the wise people. They also see, but no comments. Dekho suno, mat bolo. Thereafter, life is lived without the birth of anybody. Therefore, naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manneta tattvavid. In the 5th chapter, Bhagavan says, what should the spiritual practice? Naiva kinchit karomiti. I do nothing, things are happening. Ida muktam maya naga. Yesterday also we have seen. At the end, iti guyyatamam shastram. Ida muktam maya naga. Passive voice. I told you, no. The supreme secret was revealed to you through me. I am not the one. In the same manner, colors and forms are seen through the vision, but the eyes are not seeing. See, friends, the more you reflect on these lines, you will remain absolutely undisturbed. Don't get entangled inward anywhere. So, dehoham bhava rupasvam swato ruparasādikam grahitum asamarasophi च अक्षतादात्म्य एति तु सर्वं गृह्णासि सततम एव देव सदाशिवः स्वतः सर्वभेदमयो ब्रह्म आदि ब्रह्म स्तंभ राशिषु. So this Paramatma alone is functioning through all the faculties and creating this world by himself. He is not involved in anything. Whether it is a death procession going, the sun will be illuminating. You will not be miserable. And a marriage procession is going, similar type. Both the places, death happens, isn't it? In the death procession, somebody died. What is marriage? Both died. अच्छा खासा आदमी मर गया. क्या हो गया? Husband बन गया. This is known to Bhagwan. Therefore, he doesn't get involved. Relax, friends, relax. Spiritual life is simpler than the simplest. One person asked me this question, Swamiji, you always say that you are all my guru. We feel very awkward. I say, that is your choice. But why do you say like that? Because, see, you are having sufficient problems in your life. Yet, you find time to focus attention on the truth. We are full-timers. And yet, we complain, we demand. Who is superior? देखो महाराज, अपनी औकात पहचानो. But normally what happens? Babaji is like us. They are demanding. Because the same strong I is still there. So when it is said, don't call anybody, don't reject anybody, meaning don't create friends and enemy. Remain an average common person. That is spiritual life. It is so important, friends. You get nothing. So, sarvam grunasi satatam deva sadashiva swataha sarva bhedamaya brahmadi stamba rashishu atastha tadatmyam apannaha janati cha karoti cha. Now this Sadashiva getting identified through the body, etc., and become somebody. And thereafter, through the various faculties, he comes to know. Here also, this is another very rule, important rule. Janati ichchati karoti. That what we know, about that only we have desire. And desires are two types. I want and I don't want. And after the desire comes, the desire will be prompting us into activity. If you have no desire, you will not act. Yesterday, somebody asked me this question. Swamiji, I am a Dumbo, because he must be listening me. So, I have never heard you directly. I have been only listening to you only on the YouTube. This time I came. Yesterday only he asked. And then he has purchased so many books. He said, I read your books and all. Very good. So I got a question. Naturally, I have to say yes. Introduction. I said, okay, what is the question? You say there should not be any desire. Then what about ambition? I said, only one way, think properly. All problems are dissolved if you think properly. Now, what is to be thought? Desire is that which makes you miserable. And the ambition is that which makes you inspired. Inspiration is expression of divinity through the limitations. And desire is the perspiration through the inabilities. See, friends, therefore, Deha Bhava Rupa Swataha, so holding on to this body identification, then you start seeing, so Janati, Grunnati, and thereafter Karoti. So he goes and sees and desires and gets into activity. Yathate nirvikalpam to rupam sarvashrayam hitat. But essentially, you are untouched by them. So now, electricity flowing through the fan, magnetic field is created. That magnetic field is responsible for the movement of the fan. Paramatma expressing through certain conditioning called as the Panchakoshas, a magnetic field is created. That magnetic field is called as Ahankar. Ahankar is not ego. Mana Buddhi Chitta Ahankar is not ego. It is the magnetic field. And because of that magnetic, all our five elements do not get disintegrated. When the body dies, the body gets disintegrated. When somebody is sleeping, no ahankar. कहाँ गया? पता नहीं, अभी तो यार. It doesn't happen. So we are all, technically speaking, electromagnetic pixels. Some places it is huge number. Many pixels. It's a very little pixel. But we are not happy with, what is your phone? How much is the storage? Oh, it is only 10 GB. 10 GB, more pixel. For the first time, many years before, I had purchased one hard disk, external hard disk, portable. First time. And that was the first time it came in the market. 18 GB, 1.8. And I was thinking, wow, now I can store so many things. And along with that, as a gift they have given me, one pen drive, small one, size was 32 MB. Now, in that 32 MB size, you get 2 TB. See, friends, go on increasing. So we are all pixels, not big cells. Otherwise, problem हो जाएगा. And pixels don't have weight. Recognize this. Therefore, those who are well versed in computer science, they should be very expert in understanding this thing. See, when we add data to our phone or laptop, does it become heavy? And when we delete, nothing happens. Exactly. When you get married, no husband is created. when you get divorce, no husband dies. Why? Pixel. Friends. Therefore, in Vedanta Shastra, this is called as Gaunatma. One is Mukhyatma, essential self. Second is Mithyatma, identified with the body. After identification with the body, then mother, father, brother, the whole lot is created. They are Gaunatma, secondary self. And who is miserable? This secondary self is miserable. Friends, then how to get out of it? Create one more Atma. And that Atma is the Paramarthik Jiva. Paramarthik Jiva is the one who is now seeking something higher in life. And what is the highest in life? You are at peace with yourself. All the time, poultry farm is active. Sometime go in a poultry farm, all the birds are inside, and you just go slowly without making any noise. When something has come, the birds have to come. They will come and start pecking. And when they peck your food, oh, you do like this. The whole lot, in the same manner. Poultry farm inside. The husband has said, "You are a fool." That is a peck by the bird. Recognize life is a fun. Therefore, atastha tadatmyamapannaha janati cha karoti cha yatha te nirvikalpam rupam sarvashrayam yat. But essentially, you are nirvikalpa. See? Like the vision is nirvikalpa with reference to the objects. The ears are nirvikalpa, no vikalpa with reference to the sounds. All the sense organs are nirvikalpa, no vikalpa, no option. Eyes have no option. Vikalpa means option. Eyes have no option whether red color should come in front or the another color should come. No option for the eyes. In the same manner, we live at a non-optional level. Don't give yourself any choice. When you don't give any choice, this choiceless existence is the truth. Lesser the choice, more happy you are. More the choice, more miserable you are. See? So, yatha te nirvikalpam tu rupam sarvashrayam, he said, na kinchit api janati karoti cha bhrugudvaha. Hey, Parshuramji, you essentially do not know anything, do not do anything. When there is a sunrise, will the sun come and say, ya utho jaldi yaar, main aa gaya hu? No. He doesn't. And he doesn't tell us, go to the toilet. No. So important. And therefore we told you, action without a doer is Paramatma. Knowledge without the knower is Paramatma. So when I am seeing you all, what is the knowledge? So many different colors of your clothes. Variety. But the vision, no color, no form. So if I am abiding in my vision, what will happen? Although seeing colors and forms, won't comment on them, won't get influenced by them, won't want them or don't want them. This principle, if we can practically bring our life, life becomes so simple. Therefore, give yourself zero choice. Even meditation drop. In Yoga Vasishta, this thought comes. See? Vasishta ji tells Bhagwan Ram, Your problem is you are doing meditation. Stop that. Close the eyes. What do you get by closing the eyes that you lose when you open your eyes? भगवान गया गया कहाँ गया? You can go and see in the so-called meditation things, all of them will be sitting and like children are told do meditation. What children can do? Let them play and enjoy life. No, do meditation. So the children sit, and now they can't do. Watch them. Meditation. Stop this meditation business. Be happy. It's all in life. So, न किंचित करोति न जानाति एवमेव परासंविद सर्वलोकाश समाश्रया. So we Parasamid, absolute conscious existence, is supporting everything, but without becoming anybody. Eyes support all colors and forms, but they don't become seer. Ears support all the sounds, they don't become hearer. Therefore, when experience is happening, every experience happens through knowledge. And if an experience is creating an experiencer, we are reduced from the infinite to the finite. Friends. Therefore, भेद लेशमपि क्वापि न जानाति करोति च एवं सर्व एवं एतावदेव जगत् सर्वं तस्यम् एव अवभासते. Therefore, भेद लेशमपि क्वचिन्न जानाति करोति च. From the absolute standpoint, there is no bheda, no nor knowledge difference. It's only one truth. And therefore, yesterday Bhagavad Gita, न तद्भासयते सूर्यः न शशांको न पावकः यद् गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमम्. The sun doesn't illuminate, meaning your sense organs fail. Na pavakaha, your organs of action fail. Chandramasi, the moon, your mind fails. That tad dhama paramam mama. So what will be the spiritual practice? Function through the sense organs, know the things, but don't become the knower. Let the things be actively involved, but don't become the doer. What is the meaning? When we become doer, our concern is about victory or defeat. When we become the knower, our choice is about happiness, not misery. Bhagavad Gita again. Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujjasva naivam papam avapsasi. What is that papa? The papa is any kind of impression formed on the mind as a result of your involvement in this world is papa. In this world, there is nothing singular except Paramatma. When we are telling about papa, punya is already there. Absolute is only Paramatma. During the independence struggle, killing the government officials, blowing the railway bridges was an act of patriotism. Today, when the same thing is done, it is an act of terrorism. Act is the same. Friends, therefore, we live in this world in such a manner, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो. Don't create friends and enemies. Be friendly with everybody. And when you sincerely practice it, you get experiences every day, everywhere. I'll tell you one of my experience. I was in New York, JFK airport. And we are driven about 5 hours from Washington DC. So tired, got everything checked in and everything. I was coming to London and went to my some nearby restaurant and on the airport itself to have a cup of tea. So I was searching where do I go. I said let me go to that place. I went there to the counter. I said get me one cup of tea, black tea, no milk, no sugar. So she was doing. Somebody came from the same shop. No, you don't do. I'll give. So she stopped. He made something. My friend happened to be there. I said, hey, what you want? He says, Swamiji, I want coffee. I said, hey, give coffee also. So three. One tea, one coffee, and one hot chocolate. Three. And when payment was there, he said, I will not take money for your tea. For them, I will take. My friend Swamiji, free hai? Na Babaji bano. I didn't ask. Then I went and sat down till the announcement goes. So I was waiting there. First announcement comes about the those who need assistance to board the flight, please come forward. So I don't need it. So I was sitting. Then one of the staff member there, she came and she said, are you going by this? Yes, please come. And she took my bag and took me inside. Ram, 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 Ram. Eh? Normally, Babaji is there, they look, "Oh." You relax. Maintain zero thought frequency. See the joy of life. Ours is a non-stop. Cock, 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 cock. The life changes completely in you and around you. This is what is said here. Therefore, Veda lesham api kwapi na janati na karoti cha. When we experience the world, we start creating friends and enemies. Somebody is good, somebody is bad. Nobody is good, nobody is bad. Therefore, etavat jatam sarvam tasam eva avbhasate. Now, what is the reason why there are no differences on account of anything? Because everything is born out of it. See? From the vision, colors and forms are born. Therefore, vision is not influenced, not biased in favor or against of colors and forms. All sense organs are born out of the mind. Therefore, mind is not in favor or against any sense organ. Recognize this. Waker, dreamer, deep sleeper, samadhi, all four of them are born out of the same principle. Therefore, for me, Jagra, Sapna, Sushuptishu, four of them, I am the same. Mattaha, Smriti, Jnanam, Apohanancha. I alone support everything. Therefore, yesterday I gave you an example. Homework. Who makes this statement? I had good sleep, but in between there were bad dreams. This cannot be made by the waker or a dreamer, but by the one who was in the waking without becoming a waker, who was in the dream without becoming a dreamer, who was in the deep sleep without going to sleep. You have not become numb. Anything you try, you cannot put this experience in words. Therefore, Chitram vatataror mule. Vruddha shishya gurur yuva. Gurostu maunam vyakhyanam. Shishyastu chinna samshaya. And how to live in this world? Time pass. ना जीने की तमन्ना है ना मरने का इरादा है. Life becomes so simple, friends. With that, live dynamically. Thereafter, तत् स्वातंत्र्यात् प्रभूतं च दर्पण प्रतिबिंबवत् जगतो भासनम सर्वम तस्या एव अवभासनम. Therefore, तत् स्वातंत्र्यात् प्रभूतश्च दर्पण प्रतिबिंबवत् जगत. Now, स्वातंत्र्यात्, by the free will of the divine, this whole world is created like the town reflected in a mirror. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam. This is the source. See, many people have got that funny thing. This point I have exhaustively explained in the introduction of commentary on Amritanubhav. Those who are following Shankar Vedanta, they condemn this Advaya Ishwaravad. And those who are following Advaya Ishwaravad, they condemn Shankar Vedanta. Both of them are unnecessarily wasting their time. It can be summarized the whole thing in a simple example. There is a glass half filled with milk. And one person says, oh, half glass is empty. The other says, no, half glass is full. And they start discussing about it. Then I go take the milk and throw the glass. We belong to that category. We don't have to market any particular philosophy. Don't label yourself anything. Be a generic product. The moment you become labeled, brand value maintain karna padta hai. Friends, spirituality is not a brand value. See? Therefore, this whole world is darpana pratibimbavat jagataha bhasanam sarvam. Now here is very important thing. This particular thought is so supreme. All that is seen in the mirror is 100% exactly as in the bimba. One is called a bimba and reflection of pratibimba. On the basis of this only, the whole thing can be easily understood. The pratibimba, reflection in the mirror, looks exactly 100% the same. Dva suparna sayuja sakaya samanam vruksham parishashvajate. Two birds are staying on the same tree. They are exactly alike. The bimba and the pratibimba is exactly alike. So, if the mirror is corrugated, the reflection looks funny. If the mirror is dirty, the reflection is not clear. But our face is all the same. Therefore, jagataha bhasanam sarvam tasya eva avbhasanam. Be attentive. Now, one example, one exercise. This phone is covered by this cap. This you understand. Now tell me, space cannot be seen. Can you cover the space? You can cover the space. Think. I tell you where I discovered this. Many years before, I was in Varanasi, and that time the old temple, now it is a new one, very small, and in that temple, uh, for the arti in the evening, Maharti goes on. So, with great difficulty, I could get some corner, somehow squeezing myself, half a dozen Panditji, and doing nice chanting, mantras, and all that, and huge way going on. And in that, I was sitting for about half an hour or 1 hour. Then, when I went home to somebody's place for dinner, my friend was driving me. I didn't speak one word. He also didn't speak. We went there and I simply sat down. So the host asked my friend, something wrong with Swamiji? He's not talking. He said, I don't know. He didn't talk in the car also. Something wrong or what? I don't know. Then Swamiji, I said, don't ask question. I'll tell you something. And then I told this. I said, give me a tissue paper. Took out a piece and opened it. So there was a hole. I said, define hole. Is hole an object? Can there be a window without the wall? Paper is something present. When there is absence, then absence is called as a whole, although it doesn't exist. If this is clear, be very attentive. If this is clear, space is what? Absence. What will build the whole in the absence? Presence. That presence, you and me. That is Shivalinga. Shivalinga is the form of the formless. This is Tripura Rahasya. And therefore, Dehabhimane Galite Vidnyate Paramatmani Yatra Yatra Mano Yati Tatra Tatra Samadhayaha. When we go beyond the limitations of the individuality, we are able to merge with the Absolute. You can again and again work on this. This is what is the real spiritual life. Okay? So many of us are here. So we are seeing many. But because of what the manyness is happening? Because space in between them. So we are so preoccupied with the name and the form, that which is supporting the name and the form, that is forgotten. Name and the form are creating separateness, manyness, speciality. And the support, the space, is neither special nor many. That Chidakasha, that conscious space, supports the waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. But we are so preoccupied with them that we forget, we don't recognize our own divinity. Therefore, thinking of God is what? In one Jain family I was staying, and that Amma asked me this question, Swamiji, you people tell, our Sadhvit also tell, Atma Chintan karo, contemplate on the self, think about God. What does it mean? Because God cannot be thought of. What does it mean? I say, it means don't think about anything else. If you want to see the space between these four fingers, how will you see? Space you cannot see. But if you want to see the space, what you have to do? Be indifferent to the four fingers. If you want to listen to the silence, be indifferent to sounds. When you remain indifferent, you are still there. But when you get involved, then somebody is born. देखो महाराज, it's so simple, so simple. But I don't feel like we have done something spirituality. Let us have tabla and peti. हमें तो लूट लिया अरे राम राम राम. Ding 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 ding. Relax, relax, relax. Now, जगता भासनम तस्या एव अभासनम यथा आदर्श भाषा एष प्रतिबिंब अभासनम अत्र तु अहम मन्ये च द्रष्टारो दृग्मया खलु. Now here the teacher says, the seer alone is the seen. See? Colors and forms are nothing but the vision. If there is no vision, no colors and forms. Sense organs are nothing but the mind. Mind is nothing but principle of life. Life is nothing but expression of consciousness. Go back. How to go back? Objects don't give any choice. Sense organs don't be a slave. Mind don't be influenced by personal likes and dislikes. Intellect don't have the arrogance of spiritual life. Then go to sleep. या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्याम जागर्ति संयमी यस्याम जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुने. The wise man is awakened to that to which average people are sleeping. See? And average people are sleeping to that to which the wise man is awakened. But they are only getting lost in this relative world and suffer. Maharaj. So, दृश्य असम्मेलनम शुद्ध चिति एव न इतरर घटादि दर्पणे यद्वर घटादीनाम संगम घटादीनाम असंगमे. Be attentive. This your darpan, the mirror is one. If there are many objects, it appears there are so many things there. So the manyness is created because of the different objects. The objects are shapes, forms. This is another principle we have to learn and understand. What is world? World is asti, bhati, priya, nama, rupa iti pancha amshakam. Adyatrayam brahma rupam jagad rupam tato dvayam. World is Satchit Ananda Asti Bhati Priya. And Nama Rupa, name and the form. Adyatrayam Brahma Rupam. Satchidananda aspect is Brahma and Nama Rupa is Jagat. See? Now when it is said the world is nothing but Nama Rupa, now find out. Where is Nama Rupa? Rupa is outside. Nama is inside. The Samsung phone doesn't know my name is Samsung. See? Objects don't know. And any object which is the form is indicated by the name. And both these things, the object and where the name is, they must be in the same mind. See? If some object you know and you are the other person, hey, what is the name of that? Name of that, yaar. But what is that? He can't give name. So the name and the form must be in the same mind. And therefore, when it is said the world is name and form, means what? The world is mind. And when the mind is enfolded in deep sleep, put it below the pillow, and then the Saptaswar begin. That is Brahmananda. For the one who is experiencing. And it is a noise for the one who is still a samsari. So simple, friends. Life is wonderful. Life is like a cup of tea. Depends how you make it. We boil, oh, it is too bitter. You only made it. Therefore, Drishya asammelane shuddha chitirevana itarat. Now, if you remove all the objects in front of the mirror, has the mirror become bigger or smaller? When so many reflections of the objects were in the mirror, has the mirror become heavy? So the position of the reflection in the mirror is taken differently by different people. We who know, we take it differently, and the dog who doesn't know, he takes it differently. So what the dog will do when he will look at the mirror, or rather reflection, then he is fighting with that. I want to get rid of the duality. Duality is useless. Dvitiyatvai bhayam bhavati. There should be nobody other than only one. I should be there. So, but it is not going. What to do? I have to do sadhana. Then start Surya Namaskar. Observe this. When the dog gets up from the sleep, first thing that he does is Surya Namaskar. And thereafter, Kriya, Vasirka. Still it is not going. Then I must do Bhujangasana. Not going. Then let me chant Omkar. Oh! Friends, those people who chant at Om, they chant like a dog. See? Whoa! If Bhagwan is nearby, he'll run away. The more you struggle, the far away you go. Therefore, only Drishya asammelane shuddha chitireva. When you drop objectivity, J. Krishnamurti, objectless awareness. When you are looking in the mirror, so many things are there, but the reflections are no more influencing you. You are indifferent to the reflections. And the fact is, really, the reflection cannot influence you. Not only you, the seer, but also the mirror. When the reflection is that of fire, will that reflection fire burn the mirror? If the reflection is that of the water, will that make the water, the mirror wet? No. So, the one who is seeing in the mirror, nothing happens to him. The reflection which is happening in the mirror, nothing happens to mirror. So, na nirodho na cha utpatti, na baddho na cha sadhakaha, na muktaha na mumukshurvai, ittesha paramarthata. Nothing has happened, nothing will happen. Then what is life? Time pass. ना कुछ पाना, ना कुछ खोना. When we stand in front of the mirror, see our reflection, did we get anything? And the reflection is taken, the mirror is taken away. Do we lose anything? When we add some data to the laptop, does it become heavy? No. Delete it, हाँ अभी light हो गया ठीक है. No. This virtual reality is the cause of this samsara. What you call virtual reality, we call in Vedanta as the mithya pratyaya. There are three things. One is something is existing, is. Second is not existing. The third is although not existing yet appearing, like a husband. Why you give this example? To make the ammas happy. But they give me food. Therefore, शुद्ध दर्पण मात्र स्याद भेद भेद प्रतिबिंबतः एवं विकल्प संभूत दृश्य आभास प्रमार्जने. Therefore, when you come to know that when there are thoughts, the world appears, because thoughts are many. Like in the mirror, reflections are many. In the same manner, in the mind, thoughts are many, the world is created. Zero thought without going to sleep. Because sleep is also a thought. Don't forget that. Patanjali Maharshi defines clearly Vrittaya Panchataya. There are 5 types of thoughts. In that, one is Sushupti or the sleep. And the sleep is Abhava Pratyaya Lambana Vrittihi Nidra. Nidra, sleep, is where absence is the object of knowledge. But absence is not an object. Then how can you say absence is the object of knowledge, is the sleep? Because what is our experience earlier? Waking and dream. That experience where there is absence of waking as well as dream, that experience is called as the deep sleep. So that is also a thought. And therefore, when Patanjali says that chitta vritti nirodha, that doesn't mean sitting like a dumb, but go beyond jagra sapna sushupti samadhi. This is what is the way we have to understand. This is the summary of all what we have studied in this book. Hereafter, whatever is there, we'll see it in tomorrow's class. Tomorrow you have got to work, isn't it? Working day? Work hard. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari